never seen my side. I always try to stay in line.
Oh hey everybody, this is DC Guy once again. Well, today I want to talk about a major frustration I had this of 10 fucking hours. For now, I haven't had a good internet service on for my apartment, and seeing that I found out that Verizon is a provider in my area, I decided to actually try out the service. So I went online to the plan for the high-speed internet, and I noticed they have a deal there for 1 megabits per second for $20 a month to start a plan. I say, oh great, I don't really use the internet that much, and except for playing video games and for school, and that's right there in my it'll be perfect for my budget right there. I went to the deal selection because they had online order. You also get a free modem. I said, cool, okay, I'm definitely gonna get this deal. I click on the link, information, I got to the end, they told me call Verizon. I'm like, what? They have some web errors? Okay, fine. But you know, when I called the woman on the phone, the first one was pretty nice, but when it got to the point where she said she's gonna have to transfer me because she don't see the deal, she can't give me an online deal, I'm like, alright, sure. I then was transferred over to the web department, having to explain the same situation over to her. That after having to verify my address and my zip code 4 or 5 times, I don't know why, she told me she'll transfer me over to the local DC office for my service. I was like, fine. Sure enough, when she did this, I had to explain to the new operator the very same thing I was calling for. So like, you know, I told the guy, you know, I just want the service for what's advertised on the website, because he didn't want to say, oh, we got the 6 months free service going for the modem. I said, no, I don't want that, man. I'm a college student. I don't got that much money. Are you going to pay my bill after 6 months? If Verizon couldn't help me out on the phone, they could have easily gone to their own freaking website to check out what I was talking about. Right there, in yellow and 2 in black. The price, the plan. Simple as that. Yeah, I'm sorry if it's so crude and sympathetic, because really, that's what it should be. Simple as that. Even if the customer support couldn't check the computer to verify the price plan I wanted it at, I didn't like the fact that this man tried to give me with this plan that's listed on the very same website. He not trying to hear me what I'm talking about on. I'm having trouble getting it. And I was about to say, I'll be damned if I'm going to let them try to charge me $10 more for this service. Oddly enough, an idea came to me to try the website again, to the chat room support, and from there the person there actually helped me. They actually told me somebody will call me the next day to handle my service, and sure enough somebody did. I got my box. That right there says a lot about how Verizon is backwards. I have to go to a backwards avenue just to get the service I should get for calling them? Okay, fine, maybe that's my bad luck, or they're just idiots on that end, but as long as I get it for a cheap deal, I'm not gonna have any major problems. Oh, but I am so fucking wrong, and I'll tell you about that tomorrow.
This is the tale of a guy who refused to drown in the sea that is Verizon's bullshit customer service. DC Guy was finally able to get the DSL service pricing he saw online. High hopes quickly built as his service-ready days arrived with the technician at his front door. But little did DC Guy know that he will soon be heading back into the water for another swim, as the stupidity of Verizon will come at him at full force.
Who the hell do they think they are? The guy came to my house on Monday morning. You know, pretty much thinking that it was going to be a simple him just coming into my house, put the phone line in, and then from there, my service will work. Because I already did all the pre-installation stuff on my end on my computer. I don't need him to tell me how to do that stuff, as he already told me he wasn't going to fix my computer anyway. So if I didn't know how to do that type of crap, I'm screwed on that.
When he checked the line and he put in this device to check the phone, he told me something odd. He told me that there was a phone number in my household. I'm like, what? Not really kind of surprised by the fact that I have a phone line. I don't have a phone line in my house. I have a cell phone, and if I want to make phone calls, I use Magic Jack. I was like, well, he said, if anything, I have to make sure I get rid of that phone line in my household, or else I'll get charged for it. I was like, okay, it shouldn't be a problem, you know, since it wasn't registered in my name in the first place. He came, he went, and sure enough, I tried to install my service, you know, by hooking up the modem to the line. Sure enough, it kept blinking green. I was like, wait a minute, is this shit working? And it wasn't. It wasn't detecting any signal. I was like, this guy didn't do his job. So I said, and I thought about it, I said, maybe it could be the fact that maybe what he was saying about that number might be the issue. So I decided on testing the phone line to see if I actually would get a dial tone. And you know what? Sure enough, I did. I was like, wait a minute. So I had a free phone line in my house all this time that I could have been using. And pretty much I got out the phone, put it in the jack, actually made a call. I called my mother. I called a couple of people. I couldn't call long distance. And so I decided on maybe I should check to see if I can phone look up the number on the internet. And sure enough, the phone comes up as a business line somewhere in downtown DC. I was like, really? I say, but regardless of the fact, I can't use my internet service, and if this might be causing a conflict of some sorts, because the C number he gave me for my DSL number, the first 3 digit is this phone number. I decided to call Verizon anyway to let them know that yeah, they need to get the line off my phone. Of course, they told me, hey, since it's not my account, they can't get rid of the line. Fair enough, but I don't want to cancel the account outright because it's not my phone account to begin with. I needed a roof from my phone. And from the basis of that, start the longest 10 hours of my life. From there, I was transferred over when I explained the situation. I was transferred over. And just by the way, I should mention that Verizon technicians, or maybe in my case, the guy didn't even give me no type of invoice whatsoever, any type of thing to sign to say he was here in my house. Whereas, at least for Comcast, when they come out, they do those type of things. I was then transferred over to customer service about this. Customer service transferred me over to web help. Web help said that my issue is not the phone line, it's my DSL service. Then I was transferred again to customer service. I then demanded customer service, which coincidentally sounded like the same guy that I was dealing with for when I was trying to get the service. I told them that, you know, I don't think that the people who have this account would like to know that there's a vulnerability on my end for me to work out long distance phone calls or calls of any variety on their service. I told him, you know, I will definitely call them. You know, I was being nice because I ended up being in a sarcastic tone. He was like, goodbye, and I just hung up. From there, let's say this is hour 4. I was getting really tired, so I had my friend say, you want to deal with these people? Okay, because he's more of, you know, charismatic type of guy. He can probably talk to them better than I could. So, from there, he was on the phone. He finally got somebody that actually said, one of the web technicians say, yes, it will definitely be the phone line. They need to remove it. But they weren't. For one thing I know about Verizon, they don't keep up any log of whatsoever to what type of issue the customer is having. So if I transfer with an issue from one department, I have to tell the new person the very same issue like I got finished telling. Because at this point, I'm being told that an unauthorized phone count is in my household. It needs to be removed. So the simple thing to that should be what? Get a technician to come out to my house and fix it? Oh no, they couldn't do that. They told my friend that since I don't have a phone account, they can't send somebody to my house to do it. What the fuck, man? What the fuck? What they told my friend what I should do is I should call the company up and tell them my situation so they can take out the directory on their end. Why do I have to call them to tell them there's a problem with the phone line based on Verizon end? Verizon should be the one who says I'm paying them for a service in general for them to call them up and tell them or get it fixed. But nope, they couldn't do that. Again, meanwhile, my friend, you know, again, different customer people service on the line. One person said, hey, I need to fax them a copy of my rental lease to prove I live here. I was like, what? Why do I have to do that? I'm saying, why do I have to take that money out of my pocket to prove to them? I don't mind, at worst, having to go down to the local office to do that. But they didn't need all that when I wanted to establish the service. Fine, you know, whatever. But sure enough, I should also mention, this whole time while I'm doing this, I was making these phone calls, I was using this very same phone line I shouldn't have in my house in the first place, to prove to them that, hey, because some of them couldn't believe that what I was saying to them was truthful or not. I say, ma'am, I'm calling you at this number right now. If you check your caller ID, this number, as you guys can see on your own account, I don't have access to. So how am I making this call if I don't have access to this number? But again, none of them could tell me that. Then with the next situation with my friend, he accidentally hung up on them. So it's like, yeah, back to square one. You know, at this point, I was like saying, the hell with the service then. Because I just didn't want to be bothered. I say, maybe I should try the voice chat once again for my service to see whether or not I can go through that avenue again and whether or not that will be help me. But sure enough, when I put in my account information, voice chat started up. As soon as I entered the chat room, I got disconnected. Like, wow, I'm a customer now, aren't I? So, at this point, I tried again by saying, okay, I'm just going to cancel the service outright because I'm not going to keep a service I can't even use. Now it's a whole day with you getting my service activated. I'm getting emails from them saying, hey, my service is ready, use it and everything. And I can't even use my service. Like, what the hell am I supposed to do? But what happened next was the guy said, okay, transfer me to super customer service or some bullshit thing like that. I'm on the phone with this woman. She has the nerve to tell me because I'm using a Magic Jack, which is that's a broadband voiceover program for when you want to make calls. Which I should say, my setup at the time was when I was using to get on the internet was a wireless connection in my area. So, which is in no way connected to any phone jack in my phone. She swore on her life that because I have the Magic Jack hooked up to my wall jack, that's interfering. Even when I have my internet connection, my wireless internet connection, of course I took off the adapter and I even uninstalled it just in case there be any conflicts, just to make sure I have everything clean installed. So when I do set up my broadband service, I can do that and then set up my wireless connection in my house. But again, I tell her, Magic Jack, which is this phone jack. This part is connected to my computer, my USB port, right? Anyone who knows this type of thing will know how it goes, right? But no, I don't know what I'm talking about. Lady, just send somebody to my house. That's all I need you to do. I was like, I'm not, because I'll read about this, get serious. I'm about to get really serious black on these people. Saying, at this point, I was like, okay, I'm going to look online, how can I get them to do what I want? Victory. My victory is sweet. Sweet like a potato that haven't been turned to a pie. Yeah. Yeah. Sweet. I'll tell you how I spell victory, not W-I-N, but P-S-C, the Public Service Commission. I found out after going online, because being so pissed off at how I'm being treated, I went to the usual sites like the Better Business Bureau, the Consumer Affairs. I went across one particular site that was bitching about Verizon shitty service. Somebody have said the best way to get any company to do what you want, especially a utility company, is to go to your local PSC office and file a complaint. Because when they get complaints, it becomes a priority to them. Because if they get too many complaints within a period of time, they get fined out their asses. Now it's day 2 of me not having no service. I decided that morning before I called Verizon to see what they will do about my issue, to call the PSC to see whether or not they can help me out with my complaint. And I was then transferred over to one of the people who pretty much handle these type of things. She told me that first thing, like, what was I talking about? She just couldn't believe that the fact that Verizon has a, at first I said a legal account, but then I said maybe let's say unauthorized, because they had no business to have the account on my household. And I'm not even sure I was even going to keep the service at this point. They still have to remove that phone off of my house. Even if I wasn't going to keep the Verizon service, because at this point I'm on the fence about it, they still have to remove that service, because they couldn't even do that for me as a customer. I was not going to be held responsible, because I don't know what this company does or whatever the situation may be. I don't want to be charged for anything. She said that in these type of situations, it takes 14 days for them to do a full investigation of any type of complaint filed against them. But saying that in this case they are blatantly wrong, she said actually she'll call them today, and she said after I told her that, oh, okay, like I have to call them later on in the afternoon. She said okay, she'll definitely make sure she'll call them before 12 o'clock. And so by the time because the time I decided I will call be around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. She said by then the complaint would be on record with them. She said anything else, she can't help me out with my internet because they don't have anything to do with that. I said fine. As it is, if they help me with my phone issue, my internet will work. And besides, if they still got to get rid of the service off my phone. Rolled around 2 o'clock, I was then transferred over to the director of such and such title. And I was like, wow, I know that somebody have definitely talked to them about what they did. Because they know they were wrong. Because on this woman, her name was Judy. I don't think I really can tell you her exact title or her phone, anything else beyond that. But she said personally, she will make sure she'll oversee my issue and make sure it resolved within the next 2 days. I'm like, wow, it took me having to file a complaint with them to a government agency for them to actually say, we'll send somebody to your house to fix your issue. She said somebody will be at my house from 8 to 12 tomorrow to come to fix my service. I was like, okay, great. 12 o'clock rolls around, and guess what? It was the very same dude who was at my house on Monday. He pretty much checked the line again, and this time he went outside, came back, and this time he actually took upon himself to go to my computer and actually install the thing, to install the service on my computer. Even though at this point I already noticed that the line is clear, and I could have done that myself. I guess he just wanted to make sure that my stuff was working this time, because they weren't playing around anymore when it comes to my service. After that, he left. I called Judy to let her know that yes, my service is actually working now, and then also I tracked the phone line to see if I can still make calls on it and whether or not it has a dial tone. It didn't give any dial tone, so I was happy. I also did a speed test, a DSL speed test, to see what are my speeds. I'm pretty much getting the speeds I'm supposed to. And that's all I really have to say about it. I got my service, even though I should have gotten at least a free month service or something else for my deal. But I really just don't care right now. I have the service, I'm keeping it, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't have anything else to talk about. That's generally, if you want to get your shit fixed and resolved fast, call the Public Service Commission for whatever issue with your building, services, whatever. That's all I gotta say. Peace.